Me tell you it is Monday, the 29th of September, 2 days before our regular food stamps come in. And I just wanted to give you my initial outtake on the frozen Once Upon a Time crossover. I think it's pretty interesting. I don't want to spoil it for those who have not seen it yet. So if you have not seen it, I'm not going to go into all the itty bitty details. But I'll just tell you this much. I think the producers worked hard to produce a program that was fascinating to watch, nonetheless. It certainly was worth seeing. I think you should watch it if you get a chance. But that's not the only thing I want to talk to you today about. Me and Lemmy have talked about a lot of things about life and death and everything else, but somebody unfortunately found out that Mikey the kitty died because, he wasn't doing as well as he should have been. Possibly he may have been sick pretty much all of his time as a kitten. And she said to me, well, I think my daughter is going to be heartbroken. And she said, I know I am. And I said, well, you gotta remember, you gave him a couple months of happiness, which for him was a blessing. You see, I don't know much about the story about Mikey when I got him. He was just kind of very skittish, very scared, very scrawny little kitty. Talking to the lady that gave him to me, she said that he was just shuffled from home to home to home to home and didn't really have a sense of, comfort. He didn't have a sense of belonging. And I guess somehow he apparently looked like that would cause a lot of emotional abuse. And apparently there was some physical abuse. It seemed like there's some physical abuse to him too when I got him, because he was so scared of people. He was terrified of everybody. He was terrified of me. He was terrified of Lumi. He liked the lady I gave him to, and her daughter liked him, and they got along great. But me and Lumi just could not approach Mikey the kitty. He just didn't want to be with us. So we agreed to give the kitty to the family next door, which raised him very best of their ability. And as I said, his health was not that good from the beginning, apparently, and he just succumbed, and that was it. Some people tend to get a little bit upset because I think that'll be the last time they ever see their loved ones, and especially if you listen to the mainstream Christian churches, they talk about loved ones being people, but they never talk about their pets. You'll see him again. I promise you, you will see him again. I lost a cat myself. We lost Fluffy on December 15th, 10:30 a.m. of 2014, right at the same time Adam Lanza, actually December 17th, at the same time Adam Lanza broke in to that school and went on a shooting spree. When the first bullet was fired is when she died in my arms. I don't know, well, for some reason the song by Tom McLean, Bye Bye Miss America, Bye Bye Miss America Pie comes to my mind, because for some reason the three men that I admired the most, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, they took the last train before the ghost the day the music died. What Tom McLean was talking about was, of course, with Buddy Holly. Wow. You'll see him too. And by the way, yes, you will see your pets on the other side. Because I saw Fluffy run through the tunnel. that day. And she turned back to me and she, with her tail in the air, she gave me a happy meal. And she ran through. I don't know. So what I'm trying to say is that you will see your kitty again. By the way, my cats are doing good. They're, we had a bad scare with Fame with some fleas, and we ameliorated that problem, but Rusty's doing good. He's all muscular. Of course, that's what he's supposed to be. He's a tomcat. You know, technically he's at that age when he does tomcat things. And he's a very important part of my life too. By the way, let's talk about something a little bit less sad. At least try to anyway. Today the food bank truck will be here in Winsted today from 12 noon to 1 on Hollywood Avenue. And there will be, of course, you have to bring your own bags. I got my own bags at the house. Obviously, I got to go back to the house and bring the milk, put the milk away when I go home. So on the way to the food bank. Right now, today, there's going to have a buffet dining here at the soup kitchen. Leftovers, basically. So we'll check out and see if there's anything worthwhile staying for lunch for. If not, I'll just head out, go back home, get my green bags, go to the food truck, and then get started from there. And by the way, this is going to be the warmest of the next 3 days. After this, the temperatures will be dropping down into 18-19 degrees Celsius range, and will be lows will be 5 or 6, and so it won't be too bad. It's just going to be we're getting ready for fall. I think that's another thing that interests me when I think of all the things that go on. It seems like, I guess everything I see around me just reminds me how life is short. Even on one day, I'm going to go home too. Sometimes that's what scares some people about when people and creatures pass on. Is the fact that it scares us to let us know that, like Stephen sings, we're only dancing on this earth for a short while. It's true. We're only on this earth for a short time. Can't change that. Oh, I know science is working on immortality and all that, but you know what? I got a feeling that's not going to quite work out as well as you'd like. Immortality sounds like a great concept until you realize that the earth gets packed. Then there's only so many spaces to put us all. I mean, this is our home, but this is also a place that's very special to Mother-Azna and many others from the other side who've been here on Earth, who have been with us on Earth. And we consider this our first home, even though it's just more like our first university. We come here, we learn, we studied hard, and of course, you know, some people like to talk about how they're alumni in a university, you know, like, oh, I'm an alumni from, you know, Northwestern Connecticut Community College. I'm an alumni from, you know, from Yale, Harvard, MIT, Stanford, whatever, okay? Well, that's great, but the sad truth is that, the day's going to come when they're going to go ahead, they're going to bulldoze this place down and, so to speak, and turn it into a giant parking lot. I don't know what they're going to do with a giant 34,000 square mile parking lot, but you know dang well what I'm talking about. Anyway, actually it's 34,000 mile diameter at the equatorial region of the Earth. And we'll see what happens. That's all we can do, right? Just hang on to the world, hang on to your hat. Things are going to get a little bumpy even this winter. But that's okay. By the way, it looks like Arizona is in Texas and stuff. New Mexico are getting the rain that they need, as is California. And I'm glad to see that. I guess the Autumn Steward has decided to begin the process, and I'm gonna finish it up from Yule to Ostara this year. So we'll be busy trying to get you guys the rain to refill 10 years of deficit. Wish me luck, guys. It's gonna be a really, really hard time to find power balance. Alright guys, that's it for now. I'll see you at the food truck. Bye-bye.